Episode 4, Production. The first thing you need to focus on is shooting action that you can accomplish. No point adding explosions if you haven't factored in the time it's going to take to do them in post-production, and if it's going to look realistic or not, unless it's what you're going for. Yeah, it definitely takes some time in the computer that you might not have. I love martial arts, so obviously for my films, it's martial arts action that's in there. It's not too much gunfire and having to do muzzle flashes and do all the special effects and stuff like that. Just that was what was good about the 70s and 80s films and stuff like that, and what made those martial art and kung fu films really realistic, because it was just two people on the screen doing stuff that you might not be able to do yourself. That's why we like watching the Olympics. It's pretty exciting seeing someone sprint that fast when you know in your heart you can't sprint that fast, jump that high, jump that long. So with martial arts, for me anyway, that was what I was always enjoying about it. So yeah, you don't have to be like I said, Olympic level to do this. I'm just saying that put on screen what you want to sort of see there, but plan ahead. We'll cover choreography in another video. But yeah, some of the other old school Hollywood films, I would just do it with miniatures, you know what I mean? It's your own short film. No one's expecting anything from you. You're just going to give your best, and then you can just build up from there. So if you want to have two toy trucks crash into each other and you can add an explosion on the computer, then yeah, all to you. It still tells a story, and then you just add in other bits. But for the purposes of this short series, it's just about shooting two people, having a disagreement, sorting it out with martial arts, and going their separate ways. Hopefully there's a winner, maybe there's not, but some sort of resolution to the end of the video. In some films, there's somebody responsible for this. Obviously in our film, it's just me and Billy. So it comes a case of making sure that remembering if the sunglasses were on or off. Was the hood on or off? Was the jacket closed? Was it open? Were you standing on the left in the shot when we cut it, or were you standing on the right? You know what I mean? Because there's only so much you can fix in post. Yeah, beginning a kick, and then we would sort of cut halfway through for an alternate angle. So there's stuff that you could look at in terms of editing online. Heaps of YouTube stuff about it, like crossing the line, cutting on action. All that sort of stuff. Again, we're trying to string together a couple of clips to tell a story. That's how you make your short film. But if things aren't continuous and the audience will pick up on it, it takes you out of the story a little bit. So that reminds me to talk about alternates. Now, alternates are alternate shots. So comedy in Hollywood is really good at this in terms of shooting what's on the script, and then trying to improvise some other takes that might be useful in editing. It could be funny in the scenes, especially if you've rewatched the same scene 100 times editing. You might want to sort of a fresh line or something like that in there. In our case, it's just like shooting. You might shoot some other different alternate angles of some kicks that work or don't work, high kicks, low kicks, maybe a punch works better here than the outlandish kick. If you've got time, we like to do some other stuff, because this is why you see in some action films they'll have a 3-minute fight scene that was supposed to be there, but then for the purposes of the story they cut it down to 30 seconds, which is annoying for some of us who actually do appreciate those scenes. So for example, I'm a big fan of Scott Adkins and Jason Statham, and apparently they had a knife fight in Expendables. They didn't have much time to shoot it. There wasn't really much of it on the screen. I would have liked it longer, but apparently there was some longer takes, so I'm not sure. Little things like that. I think when Jackie Chan released some of his Hong Kong edits, they were bigger than what he released in Hollywood. It was longer because they say it's for a different audience, but it's the same audience. But yeah, apparently, who goes to an action film not expecting to see action? I don't understand that. Anyway, yeah, alternate shoots, alternate takes, alternate cuts. Sometimes it's good to have a PG version, adult version. This way you can play with stuff at editing. The takeaway of what I'm trying to say is shoot everything you can on the day, because you're not going to get the weather back, the cast back, your time back once you start editing. If you need to do in reshoots, that's extra days and extra time that you have to go back and do it. So that's why even Hollywood hates it, because you have to go, it adds money to the budget, which we don't have, which we talked about. And the last section of production is the wrap. So wrapping it up, nice and exciting, right? For me, I make sure I try to tick off my shots as I do them, so I know, yep, I definitely don't have to come back here, we've definitely got everything that we needed. Remember to thank the actor, again, without them you wouldn't have been able to make the film. Yeah, so attitude of gratitude is a real thing. Yeah, everybody else that was involved, that might have helped if you had crew and people doing foods and costumes and makeup and all that sort of stuff. Must be nice if you have a team like that. But yeah, give yourself a pat on the back. Not many people make it this far. This is a bit like people who have a resolution at the start of the year to go to the gym. Making it to the gym is half the achievement. Since you're already there, you're like, oh cool, now I'll work out. You know what I mean? But getting there is the hard part. The same with film. Everybody talks about making a movie or making a film, and then some people don't even make a film. So I've only made short films. I've tried to work on some actual films and stuff like that as well in the past. But yeah, next year is going to be the year I actually try to do a feature. So like I said, these are the stepping stones towards it. But yeah, don't be that guy. Either go all in or yeah. If you're going to do a half, at least tell yourself, hey, this is a hobby, I'm just doing this for fun. That way you go with realistic expectation, it's no disappointment. But yeah, but by wrapping, you're reflecting on, hey cool, we've done this job, I've done the planning part, I've done the shooting part, all that's left now is the editing part, and we're going to cover that in the next episode. So again, if you got this far, well done.